Okay, going into town real quick because we need to pick up some packages from the mailing address. Also, I'm actually helping out my barber, of all people, can you believe? Yeah, he just picked up some new equipment. He's not entirely sure how to use it. Now, there's a few things I've figured out that could be wrong, so I'm probably going to take the stuff home with me and kind of figure out what's wrong with it and then bring it back. Oh, I also have a few really important things to talk to you guys about today, so stay tuned for halfway through and the end of the vlog. You should be watching the whole thing anyway. I don't know why you stopped watching right now. Belfast City. Can you believe it is only 4:30? It's sunset, it's basically dark, all the lights are on in the buildings. This is why I like to travel as much as I can during the winter. It's always so dreary here. And you think it's gonna be fine, you always think like, man, it's not so dark today. But seriously, between 4:15 and 4:30, the sun just goes, it just sets immediately. Just in Craft World again. I would much rather stand outside. I'm bored of going in there all the time. I wasn't able to get an outfit shot in my last video because the autofocus failed for some reason. Hopefully the autofocus worked this time. You know, we're probably going to move house. I don't know, we're probably going to move further away from the center of the city because, to be honest with you, we're really not in the center of the city that often. And we need more space. We need a lot more space. Okay, we are done with Craft World. Or standing outside the front of it, at least. Now we're going to my local barber's. I need to go pick up his gimbal and his new camera. See if I can't figure out how to work it for him. And Primark is still very much burnt down. See? Okay, so it turns out the guy Dan isn't actually in, I nearly tripped over, isn't actually in the shop today, but hopefully the equipment is and I can just fix it for him. Let's have a look at that. Thank you. Yeah. Hey Dan, how's it going, man? So I'm actually in the store, in the shop. Oh really? Well, I have the gimbal and the camera in my hand, and it's working perfectly. Yeah. Yeah, that was news to him. He's around the corner.
He's here for a second.
Okay, so it turns out it actually wasn't a problem with the gimbal itself, though he did say it was vibrating, but I managed to fix that, I think. I just switched it on and it was fine. The problem he's actually having was connectivity between the gimbal itself and the camera, which can always be really tricky because you never know what sort of Bluetooth or Wi-Fi module that they have installed in these devices, and they're usually, I mean, even the connectivity between this camera and my phone is a little bit off. It just takes a little bit of finagling. Anyway, so he's gonna have a quick go over the next couple of days to see if he can get it to work. If not, I'm in town again on Saturday, which means I'll just pick it up and I'll see if I can, you know, take it home and get it working for him. Every taxi is booked. Only just managed to get a taxi now after constantly pressing the button to get it. Anyway, so we just picked up the mail. This is for Metal Ass Gaming, the gaming channel, and this is for Kai. If you guys want to send me anything, I actually have an address down below that you can send pretty much anything to. So I'm actually wearing my own merch today for a reason, and that's actually what I want to talk to you about when I get home. Let's just get home. Oh, we're home, safe and sound. Only took 20 minutes for the taxi to show up, but it's fine. Anyway, so the important thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is actually what I do for work. Do you guys actually know what my job is? Because there's thousands of you in here. Surely some of you must question what it is that I do for work, or have all of you assumed that this is what I do? Because some of you are right. This is actually what I do for work. This is my job. I wake up in the morning and camera, edit, upload, stream, that sort of stuff. That's my life. That's my job. And in some ways, it is the best job to have in the world. And in other ways, it's the worst. Let me explain. So how is it the best job in the world? Well, probably your assumptions are correct. I can wake up at whatever time I want, kind of. I have the freedom to do what I want in a day. I can choose to work in a day, and I can choose not to work in a day, kind of. And you get to meet some of the most incredible people in the world with the most incredible work ethics you could ever experience. So you can wake up in the morning and you can just decide, man, I'm not gonna do anything today. And that is a slippery slope, my friend. So you're probably wondering, Jake, what's the downside of being a creator full-time? Well, just off the top of my head. Dealing with hate comments, dealing with trolls, dealing with never being able to clock off, constant work, constant stress, having to set your own deadlines without having someone to set it for you, so you have to have an incredible amount of self-discipline. Staying positive, always coming up with new video ideas because no one's gonna come up with them for you. You have to think of them and you have to make them consistent. Editing, vlogging in public, dealing with the public, putting my camera down, hoping the public doesn't steal it, waking up and having a sudden bout of depression, which makes working almost impossible. So you don't upload as often, which means your revenue goes down, or your income stops, and people sign up for the Patreon, and people don't tune into your streams as much. So everything goes downhill, and then you start stressing out, then you get anxiety, then depression gets stronger, and then it gets even harder to actually come back because there's so much pressure to come back. But then you come back and you post a video and people unsubscribe, and then that makes you think, oh my god, am I worthless? Is my content worthless? Making a video that you put loads and loads of effort into and it gets no views. Making a video that you absolutely hate to do and it gets loads of views. Accidentally getting pigeonholed into doing one type of content. Fluctuations in ad revenue, fluctuations in the amount of people in Patreon, fluctuations in the amount of people buying your merchandise. Sometimes you'll have enough money to go to LA and live like a prince. The other days you're literally scraping pennies out of the couch to see if you can buy a tin of soup. Being a content creator full-time is incredibly stressful. And please believe me when I say I am not jaded when it comes to what stress is. I have had a full-time job that has rendered me catatonic with mental breakdowns once a week. In fact, it was that reason, which is why I put so much effort into doing MAG and working so super hard to make sure that my future involved not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go talk to people I don't like about stuff I don't care about for an amount of time I care not to be there for. But don't get me wrong, I love being a content creator. It is so fun, and the freedom is actually empowering. So you're probably thinking to yourself, wow, there's a lot of negatives, but the positives are also really great. Honestly, the positives are just as good as what you're probably thinking. So let's say you've been watching my channel for a while. You may have been, I've been vlogging for a couple of years, and before that I was doing a gaming channel for a couple of years. You kind of like this kid, and you want to help him out. You don't want him to be stressed. You don't want him to be upset and depressed. No, you like this kid. You want to grab a blanket, you want to wrap him up all warm and tell him that everything is just gonna be okay, little boy. Unfortunately, you can't come here with a blanket and wrap me up and tell me that it's gonna be okay, little boy. But there are things you guys can do. Yeah, like for example, did you guys know that I have a Patreon? Yeah, my Patreon is actually that thing that keeps showing up at the end of a lot of my vlogs. You know, the orange text and it says you can get my music at Patreon. Have you guys ever actually checked that out? And I've recently changed it too. Actually, not only do you get all the music that you hear in my vlogs, but you also get all my metal covers too. Pretty much anything that I come up with in my studio, I just put up there and you guys can use it as much as you like, because it's all copyright free. I have no problems with how you use it. So there's like a Jamiroquai metal cover, there's a Barbie Girl metal cover, I've also done an Evanescence Going Under cover, full instrumental. And if you don't feel like paying to get all of my music, if you don't really feel like you'll use it, then all you need to do is pledge a single dollar on Patreon and you get your name at the end of the episode. Wouldn't that be cool? You get to see your own name at the end of the vlog? I think that'd be pretty cool. And Patreon is one of those really awesome things that really does help creators. In fact, I know a lot of creators who exist mainly because their Patreon does so well. I think Sophie's one of those people. I guess we are too. It's an amazing way to support the creator per month and also getting something in return, you know, other than the content that we already make for you. And believe it or not, there actually are other ways that you can support me without even going to my Patreon. Yeah, make it a great day, Enamel Pins. Who would have thought I'd have my own pins? I don't think I actually like mentioned it properly on here, so, you know, forgive yourself if you didn't know these existed. It's got the dual pins on the back. And I actually got a whole bag of them here. I did sell a lot of these, and this is actually just a little bit of like leftover stock that I had. So if you actually want to get hold of the last remaining bag of these, there is a link in the description. You can check it out. I think there's only like 50 left, but the website will have the stock amount, so go have a look. And for those of you who are fans of the gaming channel, we actually do have some of these cool, snazzy, sparkly, can you see that? We have these cool, snazzy, sparkly magpie pins. Again, there's dual pin on the back, it's hard enamel. And if you're a fan of Kaya's channel, there's also these cool little, can you see that? Spooky girl. If we get enough orders, I'll get another batch in and they'll just be constantly updated. One of the other things you guys can do is actually check out my Redbubble account where you can pick up a Make It a Great Day t-shirt. Now that's the only design that's on there right now, but I will be making more. In fact, I will be making some more really cool merch based on like artwork and photos and stuff. So it's actually gonna look like an actual clothing brand rather than just a statement t-shirt. But this is cool too. I get compliments about this statement all the time. So let's summarize what we've been through here, shall we? So being a content creator full-time is really great. Being a full-time content creator is really bad. There are multiple ways that you can support me. One being Patreon, another being merchandise. What's the third? What is the third way that you guys can help me out? In fact, the third way is the cheapest one I have. Sharing my videos. Yeah. Let's say I've just uploaded a vlog to Amsterdam, which may or may not be happening. And it was really cool and you really liked it and you're like, man, that's got that grade A Jake Munro flair to those vlogs. Man, I love that boy, and man, I love his videos. I wonder how I can help this guy out. Well, what you can do is grab the link oh jeez. What you can do is you can grab the link that's at the top of this video, put that into any of your social media, and just say something nice about the video. What did you most enjoy? What was your favorite part? Basically, just get your friends and your family to just check me out and have a look at what my vlogs are like. Maybe they might enjoy me, maybe they might become a fan, and then you'll have something to talk about. It's important for me to discuss all the different ways that you guys can support me as a creator, if that's what you want to do. If you're a casual watcher and you're happy to just sit back and just watch a vlog, you know, not skip an ad, leave a like, that's fine, that's great. In fact, that's amazing. Thank you so much for that. But the one step above that is just grabbing the link, social media. Hey, look what this cool guy's doing. And if you do that for any video anyway, thank you so much. That's really awesome, thank you. This is just SD case. It's not like a pill case or anything. So why am I telling you all of this stuff? Why am I now telling you all the different ways that you guys can support me and Kaya? Well, I kind of feel like it's time for me to take this whole vlogging thing as my job a little bit more seriously. Basically, me and Kaya are looking to move house. Like, we actually want that to be the next step that we make. We were thinking of moving country. That was actually one of the things that we were going to talk to you guys about. We were thinking about Barcelona. We're also thinking about London. And then when we objectively thought about it, neither one is actually either plausible or a smart move. Let's talk about that. Can't move to Barcelona because, even though it would be very easy, houses are not really the most spacious, and we do have a lot of stuff that has been sent to us for free from, you know, brands and stuff like that, and we are always receiving more and more stuff for us to review or just have. Like, I recently just got a box from Killstar, which I haven't had a chance to show you guys yet because it has been constantly raining. We've actually had to abandon our living room. We actually just spend most of our time, me in here and her in the bedroom, or in the attic where she's set up a little studio space, because the living room has now just been taken over by the streaming setup. Yeah, the streaming setup is now a permanent fixture in the living room, and dismantling it and reconstructing it every single time would be a pain in the ass. So now it's just constant chaos down there. We can't go down there and sit down and watch TV. It's just constant stream setup, and we only go downstairs to go get food. The entire house has just basically been taken up by creating content. There's merch everywhere, there's brand items everywhere, there's filming equipment everywhere, there is lighting equipment and tripods and cameras and drones where they shouldn't be hanging around. Stuff gets lost, stuff gets broken, and it really sucks. So space was a huge necessity. And unfortunately, a lot of places in Barcelona do not offer that kind of space. Another reason why we're not moving to Barcelona is because the summers get really, really hot, and Kaya does not deal well with the heat. I love the heat, but Kaya, she would die. I've already explained to her that a lot of these houses have air conditioning. She wouldn't listen, but Barcelona is not. It's not on the table anymore. We've taken it off. And the other option was London. Now, I would have loved to live in London, but unfortunately we have a lot of content creator friends who are far more successful than we are, who live in small apartments with about 8 other people just to survive. And we ain't about that. You know, we'd want a house with a garden and enough space. And, you know, and in order to afford something like that in London, we'd have to be Danenfeld or Zawela. And I feel like every single year I'm having this sort of internal battle as to like, what should we do? Where should we live? Because I don't like it here. Like, there are some cool people here, yeah. I mean, I've met a lot of really cool friends, my band members I met here, but it's the city itself, it's the nature of it. It's not the people in it, it's just the city. It's a little bit small, and generally not a lot of stuff really happens. I mean, it's not the city's fault. I mean, just look at the history of Belfast. It's amazing that there are buildings in it right now, and I'm really, really proud of Belfast for coming so far. It really is amazing to see, even since I've been here. I've only been here for about 8 or 9 years, and I've seen the city get better, but there's still a lot of progress to go. So ultimately, what me and Kaya have decided is just the middle ground. Find a house that's as cheap as it is to live in Barcelona, but with enough space like the houses that you would find in countryside in London. And, well, that sort of exists right here. There are a few houses within Belfast, about a 10-mile radius, that would be perfect for us, but the rent is a little bit higher than what we can afford right now. And with a bigger place, we'd actually be able to create more content. In fact, one of the reasons why Kaya finds it so difficult to create videos is because she doesn't have her own studio like I do. She has to find whatever corner she can that's not completely just packed up with filming equipment, lighting equipment, or clothing, where she can just sort of clear it out and just do a video, and it can be very demotivating. So we want to move into a house that has enough rooms where she can have her own studio that has plenty of space and backdrops and stuff where she can work. We don't have any space for when people want to come over to Belfast and visit us. We just want a bigger place in order to create more content for you guys. You know, it's not just so we can live more comfortably and just be like, why am I smoking a blunt? Oh man, it sure feels good to have a bigger house. No, a lot of the rooms in our new place would be dedicated to creating videos and streaming. Only 2 rooms, 3 rooms would be dedicated to just living, and that'd be the bedroom, the bathroom, and the living room. Everything else, like the kitchen and the studios and the garage and the garden, would be used for creating videos for you guys to watch. So really what you're investing is better stuff to watch when you think about it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video about me begging for money. No, honestly, thank you for watching my sales pitch, I guess you could call it, really. If you want to support me, as you guys now know, there are many ways that you can do it, some of which are completely free. Tomorrow is an off day, as far as I know. I have nothing to do, so I might edit like a bunch of stuff. In fact, I have editing that I need to do now, right now. So yes, next vlog is on Sunday, so I'll see you guys on Sunday. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching another video. It's actually felt really good to come back to vlogging. Have a fantastic Friday and Saturday. Goodbye, everyone.